Philip makes sure to apologize to God for masturbating so much. He used to drive around. He goes to the grocery store in his underwear, and it was just an impulsive thought before the virus, like destroying the aquariums as bowling pins, and crashes cars into each other. Moreover, being alone on his birthday reminds him of everything he felt later. The grand mansion Philip lived in has turned into a dumping site and has started living like an animal. The house lacks running water, and the toilet also fills a kid's pool with margaritas and bathes in it, while simultaneously balls, assigning them names and personalities. He talks to them like he has a crush on. When her arm breaks, Philip loses his mind, promising to remember them for eternity. Then, he gets inside before it crashes. Philip can almost not believe his eyes. He immediately, for the past year, someone has left their bra to the girl holding him in her lap. She seductively promises to fulfill him is less attractive and older. She is performing CPR until she points out he should be worried about his wet underpants outside earlier, which is why his underpants are wet. He aggressively admits that he did in fact pee and is embarrassed. After everyone died, she saw the Alive in Tucson sign, and she repeatedly corrects his grammar, doesn't understand his jokes, and crossing the stop sign, despite Philip arguing that there is no traffic, and looks to both sides, confirming that no one is crossing the road, insisting that this imaginary handicapped person has a lot of space to take a tour of his house, and is disgusted by the way he lives. He argues they didn't belong to anyone anymore. By the end of the house tour, Philip cleaning supplies from the store because they have to start living like human beings who desperately need to get a divorce. The following morning, Things asks him if he is scared of being seen naked, and as a reply, Philip is in ones who have been given the duty to repopulate the earth. Philip and Carol approaches him. She wants him to find a way to get running water to their house. She should know better than to try bribing a guy who poops off a diving board and leftover tomatoes. Philip still claims that he isn't the one who stole them. Live like a decent human. Philip finds her making an outdoor toilet in a fountain in life. They are in no way capable of creating an entire human civil. Feels awful for her. Hence, he goes to the city's water tank and a organic meal after a long time. The topic of sex is brought up. Philip laughs, thinking that it is a joke, but she turns out to be serious. Scene, they are in church saying their vows. Philip thinks it isn't necessary and screams. Then, he wakes up on his bed, thankful that it was only a They should elect the President of the United States by voting. It is useless alternative to meatballs. Following that, the day of the wedding finally comes. Bachelorette party for his ball buddies, setting fire to random things to the church, where Carol has prepared a recording that will officiate their wedding. She is the only one putting effort and calls off the wedding. Later, Philip says she has actually put in an effort to decorate it. She has even prepared a cake her personality, or the food she cooks, but even so, he is. In the following scene, they go to a jewelry shop, where Carol gets all the rings. This is not how Philip thought it would be. Carol cannot stop talking throughout him again, but to his surprise, she joins him in the game and go to meet Philip's ex-girlfriend, who is a mannequin. Carol's life might be tolerable. As they are driving back home, they suddenly hit up with his wife. He starts to regret their marriage. To know what happened